Hey beauties, I'm back at y'all with a bomb client tutorial. We're just going to do a natural glam and we're going to jump right into the video. I've already cleaned and moisturized my client's face. Now I'm just going to go in with some calamine lotion as my primer. This helps with oil control on her T-zone. Now that we completed the skin prep, let's jump right into these brows. After brushing the hairs in place, I'm just going to go in with my Morphe Definer Brow Pencil in the shade Java and outline those brows. Now starting from the back, working my way to the front, I'm just going to do some hair-like strokes to fill in the brow. So here at the beginning of the brow, instead of angling the hair like strokes, I'm going to bring them straight up to mimic the hairs in front. And remember to be light-handed. Now I'm just repeating those same steps on this brow. The brows are all filled in and ready to be cleaned up. And to do so, I'll be using my Nicka K Concealer in the shade 07 on a super flat brush for preciseness. Going back in with my Nicka K Concealer in shade 08, I'm just going to clean up the top of these brows and get them as identical as possible. As you guys can see, this brow is a bit higher than the other, but no worries, watch me get this right together. See, I like my brows flawless, so I'm going back in and I'm correcting the little bumps and the little spots I felt that could be adjusted just to get more of a crispy brow. Now I'm going in with my favorite Real Technique blending brush. I love, love, love this brush for blending out all the areas I put concealer. Now I'm applying my Sacha Buttercup setting powder on her lids since we're not applying any shadow. That way her lids won't crease up. Period. The girls are done and now it's time to beat this face. Going back in with my Nicka K concealer shade 07. I'm going to highlight the inner corner of her eye, and around that I'm going to apply shade 08 for more of a balanced blend into the foundation. For my contour, I'm going in with a Nicka K foundation stick in the shade Chocolate. And as you can see, I'm bringing that into her nose to kind of give more of a lifted effect instead of it bringing it down towards the mouth. I'm also applying that same foundation stick on her temple areas for my contour, her nose, and at the bottom of her jawline. Now going back in with that same Real Techniques blending brush that I just used to blend out the eyebrows, I'm going to start off by blending out this concealer and leading into the foundation and then saving the contour for last. My bad for all the different movements of the camera, but we have to get things adjusted. Okay, so for the contour, I went in with my Real Techniques Expert Face Brush to blend that in and give more of a soft effect. We don't want no harsh lines or anything. We want everything to just be nice, smooth, and blended. Okay, so now we're just going in with a damp Real Techniques Beauty Blender just to get all that excess product off and to give more of a smooth blended effect as well. So for the blending of the nose contour, I went in with a smaller brush and I kind of just brought that straight up to the front of her brow on each side and kind of stopped it right before the ball of her nose. Period. So now that everything's blended to my liking, I'm going to go in with my Sacha Buttercup setting powder with my powder beauty blender from Real Techniques, and I'm just going to keep blending that in. I'm not going to let it sit and bake really. And I'm apply this setting powder to all the areas I applied my concealer. Now I'm going to go in with a fluffy brush that I previously used on her to help blend out her foundation off camera. Using this brush instead of the Real Techniques brush that I used before, I feel like I had just way more control over this one. It was way more fluffier, so I feel like I had a better sweep than using like the stiff Real Techniques brush to blend. Just went in with a lighter translucent setting powder just to kind of brighten up the eye just a little bit. I did a really thin layer so that it doesn't get too cakey. Now I'm just taking this cheap little beauty supply store eyeliner because I just feel like they work the best to me sometimes. And I'm going and underlining her eye. Now, originally, I was going to do like a little smoky liner effect, but after a while of going into it, I ended up changing my mind, and you'll soon see that as well. So, being like I said before, I ended up changing my mind, and I ended up going in with my NYX Super Skinny Eye Marker in the shade Carbon Black and just doing a bold liner. So now we're going in with her lashes, and do not be mad at me, but I do not remember the brand or the name of the lashes that she has. But yeah, just know they bomb. I know y'all can kind of see me struggling too with the tweezers. Y'all, I put my lashes on with my fingers, but I'm trying to wean over into being a tweezer girl because I know it'd be weird for other people for my fingers to be all in their eye and whatever the case may be, but I'm trying, y'all. But bam, look at her. Look at her. So I did the liner off camera, but I did go in with my chestnut lip pencil by MAC. And now I'm just putting a little Vaseline on her lips because she's going to do a matte lip. And we want to make sure she's hydrated. The lips are hydrated. My camera cut out on me and I couldn't record me putting on the lipstick, but I just went in with some NYX Lingerie matte lipstick in the color Satin Ribbon, and then I'm going back over it with my lip liner in the color Chestnut from MAC. Now I'm going in with one of my fluffy brushes from Morphe, and I'm just kind of patting that lip liner into the matte lipstick to try to blend it in more to give it an ombre effect. Okay, Talia, I see you. I'm feeling this lip, like, stop playing. So now I'm going back in with my concealer in shade 7 and just trimming around her lip and just cleaning it up for a nice clean effect, and it'll really just make this lip pop. So for my blush, I'm going in from the Warrior 2 palette by Juvia's Place in the shades Dora, Zama, and Jamala. I kind of just mixed them all together to get this perfect shade of blush. I know y'all probably like more powder, but I end up seeing some creasing, so I end up going back in with a little bit more concealer, and I had to reset it again. So I went back in with the lighter color setting powder, and then you'll see me going back on top of that with a thin layer of my Sacha Buttercup powder. In with that same Real Techniques blending brush and just press that powder into her skin. Now I'm going to take some highlighter and I'm just going to put that on her cheekbones, the bridge of her nose, and the point of her nose. And the highlighter is just giving everything it's supposed to give. Period. Now I'm going to spray her up with my NYX Matte Setting Spray and get her all set. And here's the finishing look of my natural glam. Thank you guys for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.